It's a pretty incredible view to wake up to. This is Brokeoff Meadows, and this is literally the best view anywhere in the area. I ended up coming up last night. I took a really fun little trail. I'm going to be up here in the area in Lassen National Forest for 2 more nights. And this trip is all about testing this new PeakRoof rooftop tent from Open Road 4-wheel drive. As an overlander, we're always trying to make our systems faster. You can deploy your camp quickly and then pack it all back up and get back on the trail. And the idea is to spend more time doing what you love and less time doing the things you don't love. And I don't love setting up camp. I don't hate it, but I'd rather get to sitting in a chair, enjoying the campsite, or being on the trail. And so I'm always thinking, how can I improve my system? And one of the things is your sleep system. One of the most important things about camp is good sleep, and where you sleep plays a large part of that. And so with this new PeakRoof that Open Road sent me, I am wanting to test not only all of its features, but also to find out, does this eliminate several of the inconveniences of the other sleep systems that I have? Could this be my primary go-to for camping out in the backcountry? That's what I want to find out. But right now, I kind of just want to enjoy this view. All right, let's talk about what are we doing up here. First of all, it's always great to get into the forest. Any excuse to get up here is a good excuse. So that's objective number 1. But I want to test this tent out, and I want to test its functionality. How easy is it to set up? How quickly does it stow? I want to go through its features and check out all those things. This clamshell style rooftop tent, hard shell, all aluminum, really thin. It's only about 4.8 inches thick. It is really streamlined rooftop tent. I think the biggest question is, for me, because of all the benefits, does that outweigh the negatives of having something on my roof all the time? So we're going to put it through some fun trails, see how it feels, clearance, put this thing to the test. For this trip, we're going to set up in 3 different locations. I've got 2 other places. I've never camped in any of these places. You know, finding a campsite is like a multifaceted exercise. And it depends so much on what you're looking for. If you just need a spot to lay your head for the night, and you're literally going to get up and, you know, just move on, then you can camp anywhere. Last night I camped in a spot with just an incredible view, money view. And then there's those campsites, you're gonna be there for a little bit. Maybe you're gonna roll in early afternoon. You're gonna roll out early in the morning, but you're still gonna be there for several hours of daylight. And in that sense, a campsite sometimes needs to have a vibe. You know what I mean? Whether it's a view or just something that when you're in that site, there's this a feeling. I don't know how else to describe it. I can't even always put my finger on what it is that I'm looking for. I just know it when I see it. I know it when I feel it. So that's what I'm doing right now. All right, this is gonna be camp for the night. Why did I choose this? Instead of some views that had a little bit of Lassen through the trees, they just didn't have it. The reason I like this campsite is because it breathes a little bit. It's not socked in with trees. I love the moss on the trees. There's just a color and a beauty to this spot. You just know when you know. We're gonna get the rig leveled up, and then we're gonna pop that rooftop tent up. I'm gonna show you how fast it deploys, and then we'll get camp set up. All right, so with this open road PeakRoof RTT, there are 2 latches on the front, 2 latches on the back, and 1 on each side. Undo the latches, push up on the tent. There are 4 poles that hold up the rainfly. Those insert and install really quickly. All right, well, other than the ladder, which just clicks right on, tent is set up. Oh, this really is a pretty spot. And other than getting my little kitchen set up, camp is done. So all right, let's talk about this tent. What am I looking for? The first question is, does it deploy quickly? Does it stow quickly? I already know the answer to those is yes. I've set it up a few times. So I'm trying to find out, is this the sort of magic solution that's going to, because it's so slim and it's not tall, I know it's going to affect my mileage to some degree, but will it affect it minimally? Will the road noise be quiet? I can hear it a little bit, but it's not super bad. Is it comfortable? I've slept 1 night in it. It is not all that comfortable. All right, before we ask any more questions, if only you could talk back to me. I could do chicken fried rice, lasagna, or enchilada. The chicken fried rice, I mean, let's live a little, you know? We could have chips and salsa and chicken fried rice. A fusion, if you will. I'm gonna do it. Back to the comfortable. The truth is that it's got like a gel topper with memory foam underneath, and it's 2 inches, and it's just not enough. It's just not enough. And I could feel the bottom of the tent through the mattress. I do not want that. I'm gonna do 3 nights in this and see how stiff my back feels at the end of it. But I can already tell you it needs more. That's not a deal breaker for me. All right. All right, chicken fried rice. Well, it's kind of bland, but it's not horrible. We'll salt it up a little bit. Maybe add some pepper. That'll do just fine. this windscreen that I use for my stove also doubles as a heat reflector. If I was using rocks, I'd call it a fire reflecting wall. You know, gas fire pits aren't renowned for their heat, and they don't radiate heat like a normal fire. By putting this little windscreen on here as a heat reflector, it actually is throwing heat at me that I can feel nicely from here. And it's not on high; it's probably more of a medium. So, little handy dual purpose piece of gear. All right, guys, we're up here in the rooftop tent. I got my bags up here. So it's pretty cozy up here. I'll see you guys in the morning for the morning reveal and some coffee. Good morning, guys. Man, it's a beautiful day. Check this out. Man, I'm really glad I chose this site. This part of the forest, to me, is just beautiful. There's just this little clearing, and all of the trees, there's a few dead ones, but for the most part, they're just stunning. I really like it here. All right, I wanted to show you guys some features of this tent that I really like. And they may not be unique to this tent, and they might. I don't know. This is the first hard shell, clamshell style tent, not only have I ever owned, but I've ever been in. So let's talk about the windows. You know, they're big, open windows. But what I really like about the windows is this. So this up here is an additional window. And what I think is important about this, if it was stormy, raining, snowing, you could zip up all your windows, maybe leave the tops cracked a little bit, and you can completely open this. And this allows the tent to vent without getting moisture inside your tent, as well as this little vent here at the head or the feet, depending on which side you want to sleep on. And then you've got a nice cross breeze coming across here, keeping your tent ventilated. There are a few accessory ports. This one on this side is for a diesel heater. There are a couple of other ports. They're really hard to see. There's one right here. You can see I've got a cord. I'll tell you about that in a minute. Going outside here. This zips shut and you can see it comes out right here. And there's another identical port on the far side. Tucked here in this little corner is this power port. You've got two cigarette lighter style ports. And then you've got this guy over here. It's got one USB-A and two USB-C. And And then you've got a voltage monitor for whatever you're drawing power from. And it came with this cord that has a pigtail. I just took a 15-foot standard home extension cord and I nipped the ends off, and I had a cigarette lighter adapter with a pigtail coming off. So I spliced that into one side of that extension cord, and I spliced this power plug that was in the tent to the other side, ran it from the tent down and plugged it into one of my rear cigarette lighter ports. Voila, I've got power in here. They also included plugs for the lights. So these two plug into these two plugs here, and these power your LED tent lights. These are controlled by this little switch, and it gives you white, a mix of yellow white, and then a yellow amber light, and then you can dim it, which is really nice. It all plugs into a power source through this USB-A. Now, another feature is that the lining of the top of the hard shell aluminum top it's a lined fabric. So it's nice. It's not just, you're not just touching the aluminum surface. So as far as how much room you have in this tent, I believe that the specs say that it's 85 inches long. The top of my hat is just barely touching the screen at the front of the tent, and this is how much foot room we have left. I'm 5'9", so I think you could be 6 foot a little bit over and still enjoy this tent. If you're doing it solo and you sleep crossways and you're sleeping by yourself, obviously you have a lot more space. Okay. I think we're going to take this tent down soon, and I'll show you how we do that. To stow the tent, I like to keep the flaps stowed inside, zipped down, but the screen zipped up, because as the tent collapses, that's going to allow air to escape and stop pushing your tent sides out when you want them tucked in. The next step is you're going to take out your fly poles. All right, and you've got this bungee that goes the entire outside of the tent. This is how your material stays tucked in and doesn't blow out the sides. And I'm going to tuck the entire rain fly into it. And then we just begin to close it. Then as you pull it down, you just keep making sure that this material doesn't come out. Pull it in on each side. One last tuck here. Then I cinch these guys. Then I'll go do the back or the front. And then I'll do the sides. There we go. Done. So I would say it takes less than a minute to deploy. It might take 2 minutes to stow. Dude, iced tea. Barbecue pulled pork sandy. Oh yeah. All right, guys, that's a wrap for campsite 2. Now on to campsite 3. Hoping for an epic view, but we'll see. We don't want to sweat it. Let's go. right, this is it. This is home. This is campsite 3. So I've got a little bit of work of leveling to do because this is a straight down slant. What I love about this style rooftop tent, that your entire tent is contained on the roof. What that allows me to do is camp only in my footprint of my vehicle, except for opening my tailgate and cooking in the back. Other than that, this spot is all I need. So like at Brokeoff Meadows where I camped, there's no way you could have camped there normally because there's no room for a tent. Because it was on the side of the road. But because I didn't need to worry about that, I was able to just park and have my vehicle be my campsite. And that worked. So it's going to take me a little bit to get this level. And then we're going to get our gear out, get some dinner going, and enjoy this amazing view. Oh, all right. That wasn't the worst. We got it level, and we won't be rolling forward, backward, sideways tonight when I'm sleeping. So all right. I love the ladder on this. Now, this is not a unique ladder. A lot of rooftop tents have these kind of ladders, but they're just so much easier than the other style that my other rooftop tent has. And again, like I said, you can put it on 3 points of the tent, which is really cool. So, and I love how you just hook it on and let it go. Now, normally I would toss my duffel bag up there, but I may take a shower tonight. And if I do that, then I need my bag down here. Oh yes, I said a shower. My shower's been acting up, so we'll see. Well, guys, I just got a shower and I feel amazing. Figured out what was wrong with my shower, fixed it, and oh, so amazing. I feel so good. I haven't taken a shower since Friday. Last night I could tell, I had my pajamas on, I was laying in bed and I'm like, I don't think I can go another night feeling dirty. So I'm either going to take a cold shower or a hot shower, but I'm taking a shower. And I got a hot shower. Let me show you guys my shower system. By the way, it's a thing that I started and never really finished and then just kept using it. So it's not impressive, but it gave me an amazing hot shower. All right, here she is. This is the Camp Lux instant hot water heater. Runs off propane. You can see my little propane tank down there. This is my my janky water pump. Runs into my portable power station. And then I feed this from either one of two ways. This 5-gallon jug, or if I'm near a water source like a creek or a pond, I'll wrap a filter on the end of that and I'll just toss it in there. With this jug, if I'm being conservative and just knocking the dust off and cleaning the vitals, I can get 2 showers out of 5 gallons. Now it's time to get dinner started and see if we can get a little bit of drone footage before it gets too dark. Man, guys, this time of the night on this side of the mountain, we're on the east side of the mountain, the colors of the sky are just breathtaking. Well, good morning, campers. It is a gorgeous morning. This spot is epic. Well, this is my last morning, so I've had a chance to use this tent for 4 days now, 3 nights. And I think my overall impression is I like it. I like it. I like it. It really does deploy and stow quickly. And that is a major selling point for me. I love that none of my sleeping gear is in down below in my way. This really does improve my camp routine. I think the tent is well made. It feels really sturdy. Last night I threw a sleeping bag. I put it under the mattress to see if just a little bit extra padding would make a difference. And it made a marginal difference. I didn't sleep great last night. It's night 3. I can feel soreness in my body from not being that comfortable. As it is, the mattress is not enough. That is the one con that I have, that I'm gonna have to spend some extra money to get a mattress topper or some other solution to make that more comfortable. But that's not a deal breaker for me. I kind of expected it. I would actually be shocked with the standard mattress that comes in the tent if it would be comfortable enough for me. So I like it. I'm gonna keep it on the roof. I'm gonna run it this summer. I'm gonna run it in the fall. I'm gonna run it in the winter, and I'm gonna run it in the spring. I'm gonna do a full season with this thing on the roof, and I'm gonna see how see what it does to my mileage. So I think for me, it's a win. It feels solid. It's sturdy. With an improvement like a better mattress, I'm gonna get really great sleep, and I'm gonna enjoy it. And so it's got a thumbs up from me. I really like this tent, and I'm really excited to use it in my upcoming adventures. All right, guys, that's a wrap. It's been a great 4 days. Absolutely stunning country. Wow. The Southern Cascades up here in Northern California are breathtaking. I love it up here. I got to come to and camp and explore some sites I've never camped in before. And I got to test out this new open road PeakRoof rooftop tent. And I like it. Also to note,
I left, not only is there a comforter in there and sheets, but I also left a sleeping bag up there to see if it would close. It does. I think I'm going to be able to fit an additional 2-inch mattress in there, but more on that later. So, thanks for coming along on this adventure. We'll see you again on the trail. And until next time, adventure on.